Watch where I'm stepping here. Whoa, hey. Yeah, he's a nice sport there, isn't he? If anyone out there want an internship on Almost Live, you can see what kind of fun we have here. You know, that's a good educational experience. And by the way, I think basically the entire country this week got a very interesting lesson in political science, didn't we? All right, good, yes. Yes, the metal detectors screened them out here. Anyway, Pat says basically if he's elected, the first thing that he's going to do is build a big fence around our country, which, you know, it strikes me, if you live in Seattle, I want to explain, that's kind of like Broadmoor. Okay, that's what, that I believe is going to be his campaign slogan, let's make America one big Broadmoor, which I think is great. Have a couple of elderly guards at the border with clipboards. Oh, I don't see your name here. Who are you visiting? No. Bunch of Mexicans saying, no, we just want to drive through to the Arboretum. Anyway, it's just, you know, that's what they're saying. Anyway, also continuing in the political vein, here in our state, Governor Lowry is calling it quits this week. He said he wanted to do with the sexual harassment allegations that he had to deal with, even though none of that went to trial. And it's kind of ironic that today he meets with a guy, Bill Clinton, a guy who's been getting action all over the country, a guy who's actually facing a court date later this year about sexual harassment, and he's a shoo-in for re-election. Our governor has to go. Imagine what their conversation was like. Here's Clinton going like, hey, Mike, next time you're in D.C., you can do it in the Lincoln bedroom. Ah. And then Lowry, well, next time you're in the governor's mansion, well, you can pretty much do whatever you want. What do I care? I'm not going to be there. Oh, jeez. You know, it's just the kind of thing. Clinton, you look at those two guys together. Clinton's like the smooth big man on campus, the guy in high school who could get away with anything, and Lowry was definitely an equipment manager. Am I right? I mean, it's just so obvious. People wonder, you know, how does he get away with it when he, well, I think it's pretty obvious. So now I guess Mike Lowry has to join the great Northwest political harassment triumvirate, Brock, Packwood, and Lowry. Now, Brock, as you remember, served special cocktails or brocktails to cute young interns, and then they'd wake up with him on top of them, which was great. Packwood said, hey, I never drugged anybody. Down, and then he wrote about it in his diary, and now Lowry. You know, what is it about politicians in the Northwest? You know, I mean, it's like, it rains a lot, I guess, and people like to play indoors here. Gets a little out of hand. And now the only decent candidate left around here is Nike's candidate for president, Ken Griffey Jr., and now look what he's up to. Look at this. Now look what he's up to. Well, let's just take a deep breath and get on with our lives and get on with this show. So take a look.